think it's the Brown and Brown, it's the lawyers. And the one guy's like a comedian.
Hey,
He has a whole spiel about the elevator.
Let's start.
Okay.
Don't change any
started.
interaction you're doing. We got to do some kind of like intro, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna start right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're starting.
All right. Welcome to the first installment of the show. We don't have a title yet for this show. We're gonna come up with something, but I don't want something cheesy like the Panther podcast.
Do we have to come up with a title?
Right.
We'll ask.
Could we
Rob.
call ourselves Just the Show?
Right.
The show or
Mhm.
just the show?
Well, I understand your point. You just don't want to be boring.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want it to be like the typical sports podcast. That's not what we're looking for.
I mean, the
So-
Reds, well, I can't say that anymore, but the Washington
yeah,
team
leave that
said
alone.
they went with the football team for a long time.
There you
They
go.
worked for like 2 years.
The sports show.
The sports show.
Yeah, that's
too
pretty lame. But
Okay.
okay, so let's do some introductions. So my name is Tom Ackerman. I'm the athletic director at Greenville University currently, and the women's volleyball coach. I've been at Greenville for 23, 4, 5 years, something like that. I don't know. It's close to that. And so I'm gonna title myself the hosts,
Okay.
and I'm gonna call you two the co-hosts,
That's great.
just so it's clear who's kind of.
in charge.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's
Yeah.
clear from the start.
Yeah.
And so with us, the co-hosts, let me introduce them, Dr. George Barber.
Mhm.
Thank you, Tom.
And tell us how long you've been at Greenville,
I've
sir.
been at Greenville. This will be my 24th year.
Wow.
So I think you are 20. You're starting 25 because you were here a year before me as a
Okay,
volleyball coach.
I think that's right.
Yeah, so
that
20
makes
You
sense.
started my 24th. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Tom was here before you were here?
Yeah, but he was a volleyball.
I
He
was
helped.
doing a
He
weird
helped.
thing, though.
It was like a club kind of slash. Rick Pitino was the head coach. We were trying
Yeah,
to get
it wasn't a
all-
real
It was
team.
more, it was a club.
Yeah.
And I hired you.
You did.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. So that's
Wow. I did not know that I
it. Sure, it
hired
wasn't Sharon
Tom.
Auger, or maybe together.
So Tom might have been my first hire. That doesn't make me look real good.
I think it's starting to show up here late. Doug, you've been here 90. What's your
I'm on
time
year
frame?
97.
Yes. You look very good.
No, this is year 35. I think I'm in like the top 5% of people that have worked at the university
Wow.
in terms of numbers of years.
Very impressive.
Yeah, it
Since
used to be
1892.
something we value, but we don't
Yeah,
value
no,
that.
no,
I mean,
no.
experience means absolutely
Yeah,
nothing.
that's correct.
It's what's new, and I'm all for that.
And you've done like 14 jobs on campus.
I have
but
done
How long
14.
did you serve as athletic director?
About 5 too many.
Yeah.
No, 15.
Okay.
I think that did that
Okay,
job.
can we-
It was a good job.
Can we
Great
go
job.
over quickly all the jobs you have done on campus?
We could do a show
Okay.
just real quick.
on
Just
that.
real quick. Like
Just
boom,
on
boom,
that.
boom, boom.
Admissions,
Okay.
housing director,
Yes.
resident director before housing director. I oversaw the union, student union. I started the youth ministry program, taught in the religion
But
department.
then did they get rid of you after you started the program?
Yes,
Okay.
yes they
They
did.
considered
Yes,
getting
they,
rid of
yes,
the
they
religion
did.
department.
Yes, they,
Alright.
but yes, they did.
All right.
And then I taught recreation.
6.
I was the assistant men's basketball coach,
7.
became the head men's basketball
8.
coach.
You missed a whole.
No.
Yeah.
Became the head women's basketball coach, then
9.
became the head men's basketball coach, then went back and assisted you in basketball, then I assisted
did?
Roy in, I assisted
11.
Roy for a long time.
Right.
It's like 10
And
years with Roy.
Fun
at least.
fact. Only team to ever win a national championship women's side basketball in the state of Illinois for the history of Illinois. I believe. I think that's.
And
that's correct.
that could be, and I was a good hire for Roy.
Right. So that's a left.
Yeah.
You were. You got him
Yeah.
to press, play a little faster.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
What
So
year
that's,
were you an assistant for him? I didn't know that.
yeah, we had a blast. He did
I
a really
can
good
only
job.
imagine what that
You know
was.
what he did? He was always really good at this stuff. So I was bothering his players during the game when I was AD. I was telling them what to do. And we were friends. So our families were friends, our kids were friends. I mean, so he didn't get offended by it. So like I would say, hey, when the ball goes out of bounds, you do this. Because early on, he was coaching my players.
Yeah.
And he saw that. So after the season, he took me out. He knows me fairly well. He takes me out for a steak dinner and says, Doug, I would like you to be an assistant. To be honest with you, he blew me out of the water.
Yeah.
But you don't really say no to George.
It's
very
hard to say
often.
no to
Especially me. I
It's
don't
hard to
really
say
say no to him.
What I see there is like when people complain about things, I usually put them in charge of it. So that's
Okay.
kind of that's a really good.
That's
Yeah.
probably what was going on.
Yeah, that's wise. So back to the show a little bit about our goal and what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Is we want to. By the way, I do want to say Dr. Faulkner, Dr. Barber. I don't want anybody to be confused. I have a recreation leadership degree, so I don't want anybody to confuse that you two are going to have more knowledge than me about what's going on here. The recreation leadership degree, you can't even get it anymore.
No.
So it's nobody's going to trump that.
I
So
basically
just wanna make
gave
sure.
you that
You
degree
did.
as a
You
gift.
did. I think we read 7 Habits of Highly Successful People in 4 different classes that I did at Greenville.
But you use the word I read. You never read a word.
No, it was the book in the syllabus. So anyway, the show. Back to the show. We're gonna do an update on what's happened in sports. A quick update for the week in the athletic department at Greenville University. So we'll give you some updates. Then each of us weekly will bring a surprise guest to the show. So only one of us will know who is showing up. We'll give a little introduction, a little research on them, and then the other 2 will be surprised. And then off the cuff, we're going to ask some questions to them so that it's spontaneous. And George will do a lot better with the spontaneous than Doug will. He has a hard time with.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody less spontaneous?
Oh yeah, no, he's very calculated.
Oh,
yeah,
my
he's a
Lord.
hedgehog.
So-
I call him the hedgehog.
Yeah. So we'll see
But
how
the
that.
hedgehog
we'll see how that
eventually
works.
makes good decisions.
He
but-
does. It'll take some time. It'll
Oh.
take some time. But I would say you might be the best off-the-cuff person I've ever met in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah.
You
That's thinking.
if I had to say your number one strength, it's probably adaptability. Like, whatever it's like, yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of the goal of the show, and then we'll give kind of what's going on for the next week in sports, so people know what to look out for. If there's any major events coming up, we can talk a little bit about homecoming. Maybe we do a show on the facility we're building out at the fields, all those kind of things. But that's kind of the gist of what we're thinking, so everybody kind of knows what to do. And where can we'll put out where to find the show and where we're gonna
What we're going to title
put
it.
it on.
Right.
Yeah, we need a title.
Can I just tell one quick thing? Because he
Of
said I
course.
was my assistant. And
Yeah.
So we got going, and I couldn't get him to come to practice.
Yeah, that
Right?
is
I mean, he's
true.
busy, starting,
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah,
Like
practice
Allen
was
Iverson,
difficult.
practice.
That's an
Practice.
essential.
It's kind of an Al McGuire thing.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he was AD and he's all busy and he'd come down, a little bit to go, and I try to put in these new pressing schemes and everything. So we go up to Wisconsin Lutheran, right?
We are there.
We're up there, and it's the first game of the season, and the officials were not very good. And anyways, I got kicked out of the game. I got 2 technicals, and boom, kicked out of the game. And Doug whispers to me on the bench. He goes, "Man, I cannot believe you just got kicked out of the game." He goes, if I'd have known you were going to get kicked out, I would have attended a few more practices. And he took over. We weren't able to prevail that night.
No, we were not. No.
What year was that?
Oh man, that was like
Oh boy.
2000, 2001. It was early.
It was in there. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to miss an opportunity while we have a microphone in front of you. I want to hear one Pitino story. Like, I just got to have one.
Sure. Well, I mean, so Coach Pitino, I guess the one I'll tell you is I would have to drive him around a lot, right? So one day we get home, we play LSU, and this is the day. Literally, we were up 85-35 in the first half. We were pressing, and we had, we were going to the locker room, and Coach O'Brien says to Coach Pitino, he says, "Look, we got to take the press off." He said, "We're killing it. We're up by 50." And Coach said, "There's no way we're going to take this press off. These kids won't play hard if we don't press." So, anyways, we go out, we win the game. We get home at like 2 a.m. and we're coming off the plane. He says, "George, I hate to tell you this, but you got to drive me to Louisville tomorrow. I got to do a commercial with Bobby Knight, Mike Krzyzewski, and John Thompson, right?" So I said, "Yeah, no problem, Coach." He says, "No, you got to pick me up at like 5." So I said, "It's fine." So it's like 2 o'clock in the morning already. So it's like a couple hours later. I set like 3 alarms. I'm nervous. I get up. I put a little blanket in the back. I have this van I'm driving him around in, and he has his full, the full suit, the Armani, the tie, the whole thing, and he doesn't look great because the night before, two nights before, he'd gone out, with some friends,
Sure.
right, and they were having fun, but Then we come in, we beat LSU, and then he says, you know, you got to take him this commercial. So it's like 3 hours of sleep. I thought, well, he'll need to sleep. So I put a little blanket in the back of the van. He said, that was nice. And he falls asleep, and we got to drive to Louisville to catch this private jet. Well, as we're pulling onto the interstate, my directions of where we're supposed to go slide off the dashboard and into the, like, door well right here in this van.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh man, okay. And he's sleeping. I'm looking at rearview mirror. It's about 80 miles to Louisville. So I'm driving over there, and we're getting close to Louisville. I don't know where to pull off. I have no idea. And so finally, I go, he's sleeping. I got to get these directions. So I lean all the way over like this, and I'm digging in to get the thing. And I must have hit the steering wheel, and the van shakes like that, and he wakes up quickly and says, you know, an expletive, and said, "What? Who's driving the van?" And I said, "I'm here. I'm good." You know. So, anyways, we got him to the airport, but
You got it all figured out. Can we watch that commercial somewhere?
Sure. I mean, it's a commercial for Taco Bell, and I said he ate real healthy. I go, I just kind of read that. I said, Coach, I mean, isn't this a conflict of interest? Right. It's not the most healthy food.
Yeah.
And he said,
and then he told you how much you got.
They
paid.
got
he said, I'm getting paid.
They got Bobby Knight to do a Taco Bell commercial.
It's he said Bobby Knight,
more Taco Bell
Rick Pitino, Mike Krzyzewski, John Thomas.
I can see all of them except Knight. I can't see.
Why?
I can't
That's
see.
what he would eat.
I can't see Knight reaching down and eating a cinnamon twist.
Well, no,
I just
but a
can't.
taco.
I just can't see him eating a taco.
I think they were already combining with Kentucky Fried Chicken too.
Okay.
I mean, so, you know,
Well, yeah.
chicken leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would
Remember
make
a
sense.
taco out there was like 69 cents. You could get a taco for like 69 cents.
Yeah, that's
So-
true.
Yeah, it's outrageous. But, for those of you who don't know, George has a ring. Dr. Barber has a ring from Kentucky. So he coached with Pitino for a while. So really cool there. We'll definitely have some. So maybe we get a weekly story on Pitino.
All right,
too.
yeah.
So
Coach is great. I
you got
love
a lot of
Coach.
those.
He came to play St. Louis last year, and we reconnected. Anyways, we
Yeah.
can go on and on, but we'll
That's cool.
catch up.
Let me give some. I'm going to give the highlights,
Okay.
and then you might have some insight on football
Yeah.
as well, since you're the official. Are you the voice of
Riverboat
the
Gambler.
Panthers?
I'm the official voice of the Panthers.
That's self-titled. I've never heard anybody else say that, but I've heard you say that to me several times.
Well, technically I am at this point.
yeah. Okay.
There's nobody else doing the games
Okay.
that I know of.
So some highlights from the week. So the first home football game was last Saturday. The Panthers won 40-30. And I'll give the updates, and I want you to talk about it a little bit. But 2 players, Paul Garrett and Lucas, is it Hermo? Am I saying that right? Hermo collected UMAC Players of the Week.
Yeah.
So kind of a big deal there, and they've been on a tear lately. So tell us a little bit about your insights.
If you haven't watched Paul Garrett run, you got to do that.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to come out and watch Paul.
It's special.
He's fantastic, and But I will say this about Paul: he is actually a better person than he is a football player.
You
He's
mentioned the other day he
I really
paraded
like
one of
Paul.
your
Paul's a
classes
good
for someone.
man.
That was pretty cool.
And Dwayne, his brother, is a great
Yeah.
man. These are good people. Paul Garrett's going to own his own business.
Okay.
Okay, we just keep telling Paul that, and it's going to happen. But the deal about football this week is it was about our kickers. And usually football is not about the kickers. And it's great that they gave Ermo the week of, or what they give him? What was the award?
Yeah, UMAC Player of the Week for
Yeah.
touchdown goals, and it doesn't say whatever, but Player of the Week for UMAC.
Highest
His-
scoring position player in the NFL, kicker.
Yeah.
And
there-
never get into Hall of Fame.
And there'll be 3 that will be fired this week because of all the missed field goals.
Right.
But the deal is that what Ermo did besides kick field goals is his kickoffs were outstanding. Inside the 5 every time. It's a totally overlooked deal. And then Carnes is the punter. His long was 65. In the NFL they average right around 40. And he was averaging a little over 40.
Wow.
And he was picking snaps up like a shortstop to get them off. So the kicking game was absolutely outstanding. But you should come and watch the Panthers because if nothing else, it's fun to watch Robbie coach.
Are they at home Saturday? They're at home again.
We have 3 home games coming up right in a row, so plenty of opportunity.
Yep, fantastic. Women's volleyball played at Rose Holman. played in a match against Rose Holman. Mia Bonacorsi did something that's unheard of in volleyball. She led in kills, digs, aces, and blocks. So kind of the big deal for her. So Mia
also an outstanding person.
Yeah.
If you know her, I have her in class.
So did you just tell me that those two in a class that you had this week prayed for someone in your class? Those were the two, right?
We had a guest speaker who, had some family need, and I asked those two if they would pray, and they were just so willing and accommodating and gracious.
Yep.
And so two of our better athletes and two of our better people.
Nothing better in sports when like some of your best performers are your best humans. I mean, it is like such a special thing, and we see that a lot here.
Yeah.
You know, so we're investing not only in them athletically, investing in them spiritually in other ways, and so
it's why you work at a place for 35 years.
Absolutely, absolutely. Women's soccer tied with Carthage. I would think that's a pretty impressive feat. So
and especially to overcome their own coach to be able to do that.
Yeah, he would probably get in the way a little bit. I would think he would get in the way of that win. So hopefully he's listening. We'll have to send it to him.
Yeah.
So 1 week, if somebody doesn't bring Jeffy in here, that's a mistake.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I don't
really
wanna,
is.
I don't want to.
It really is. I thought Jeff had gotten away from wearing a hat every day to work, but I think it's gotten worse. I mean, I've seen him now, and he's going with the straight catcher look, the old 1970s catcher look. He's just totally given up. He said, "I don't care about life."
I think it's
and he's wearing the hat backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff is got to be in his mid 40s, right?
Yeah.
And he looks like he's acting like he's 16.
You know, he's got that vibe about him, and I think it works for him. I do.
Kind of a surfer.
It does. It does. They were trailing 3-1 late in the second half.
Seriously?
So it's pretty good. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Can we talk about how you end a soccer game?
Yeah.
Like I said, you tied? And they said, we tied. I said,
the most
penalty kicks.
unbelievable
And the
thing in
gal in
sports.
my class, I always get an update on Monday mornings at Coach,
Yep.
psych coach, 7:30. She shrugged her shoulders. I said, what are you shrugging your shoulders? Like somebody's got to win.
Yeah.
Penalty kicks. No, we didn't do them.
Yeah.
Extra minutes. No, we didn't do them.
I agree. They only
Is there anybody in the room can answer how you get a soccer
season?
game?
Is that ideal?
I had a 15-minute conversation with Coach Wardlaw about this, and I'm still trying to gain more information. But my understanding is the NCAA said you're not allowed to do anything extra after regulation until you get into a conference tournament or an NCAA tournament. But it's bizarre.
The beautiful game.
Oh, that's another great rule from the NCAA. Thank you.
The NCAA rules. We could get into the. Well, I don't think we want to talk about those much. Then we have to report something. I'm sure that's how it is.
3-3.
Going into next week, so preview men's and women's soccer have a key slide-up match at home versus Webster on Wednesday. Women's volleyball is home against Illinois College on Wednesday. Tennis is starting to do some more stuff in the fall. They play Thursday and Saturday. Men's and women's cross country will run at a highly competitive. BJ Schnick says, our sports information director, Olivet Nazarene meet on Friday afternoon, and then football's at home on Saturday at 1 o'clock. So that's kind of what's coming up for those.
There's nothing going on with baseball? I thought baseball went
think
every
that's
day of the
unspoken.
year.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's
All right.
unspoken.
Okay.
If you want to watch baseball, head to the field right now. It's 10:18. There's definitely a scrimmage at least going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody's raking the infield.
Or they're working on the field.
Yeah.
That's happening for sure. All right, so everybody's clear on our assignments going forward.
Yep.
So I'll go first. I'll go next week.
Okay.
We don't know what date and time we're going to make this consistently or the release. Our director will tell us that. Our director producer is Rob Clark. If you don't follow That Tall Family on Instagram or TikTok, go do it. There's a lot of good content there. So he'll let us know when we're going to do that.
My neighbor.
Your neighbor. And my neighbor. It's like in the, we used to have a triangle for the families.
Right.
So you have the Ackermans, the Estevezes, and the Waymans.
Now, how old are the twins?
Now we kind of have a square kind of deal.
How old are the twins?
It's a really good question. I'm gonna say 12.
Right.
I'm gonna say 12.
With I call it the biker game.
Oh, 7th grade.
Right.
The game.
The biker game.
That's right.
They drew Rob's son
They do.
pretty quickly.
He's in.
Luke, he's in.
He's in.
I knew. I mean, they come after you quick.
They will.
Move to town.
Yeah. Well, if they see you they just all come to where you are.
They do.
You're like
wonderful.
is Pied Piper, is that what that's called? What's that called?
Yeah,
I love those
we could
guys.
go with Pied Piper.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Right.
what I imagine. Like
Yeah.
they
All
just
about camp, right.
drift.
And I will immediately put them on a challenge or an adventure.
Yeah, I think
we'll
there
cross
was
a
one day.
log, we'll do something.
Yeah. There was
I
one day we were
almost
having
let
an
your kids
official.
drive my truck, and I was afraid. I said, you know, I don't know that we need to tell your mother about trying to do this, but he felt a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
His feet weren't hitting the pedals, so I said, well,
Right.
let's wait another year.
Yeah.
But we get out here by the Brighter Center on the back.
I think you're
You
fine.
should
back
be
there.
able to do
Yeah.
that.
You could ask
I was
them.
pulling the
I'm
trailer
fine
from
with
the
all
physical
that.
plant. There was a lot of things where I thought we better wait a year.
Right. There was
But
one
we were
morning
gonna
when
try.
in the gym. You were having an official practice like with your team, and I think
Yeah.
you let like
Put
5
them in a
boys
layup
join.
line. Yeah,
You did, yeah.
Let's go.
That's
right,
great.
You're in the layup line.
It's just the way it works.
Okay.
If you're not sending your kids to Panther Basketball Academy, you better figure it out and get that going right now.
So the other day I got my hair cut in Kirkwood, Missouri.
absolutely.
And anyways,
Why?
well, it's a long story. But
Why?
the barbers that come and go here in Greenville, like the people that cut your hair, right?
That's true.
That's true. Okay, that's one reason. The other reason is my wife goes there, and so therefore I go there. Anyway,
Oh, well,
I came
okay.
out of the
That's all you
I
say.
came out of the barber shop.
Hold
and
on,
like
does Lisa
7
go to
kids-
Kirkwood? Lisa, that's where Lisa
Every
gets her
6
haircut,
weeks.
is Kirkwood?
Every 6 weeks, yeah.
Good for Lisa.
Okay. So I come out, and all of a sudden, like a gaggle of kids, about
Sure.
boys, 7th, 8th grade, start saying, Coach Barber!
That's fantastic.
I got a picture, I'll show you.
Yeah.
So
That's
we took a
fantastic.
picture.
Yeah.
I said, get some push-ups right now.
I love it. I love it.
You know, I recruited Rob.
Oh, we're gonna.
So,
we're gonna dive in a
Rob
little
Clark from the
Yeah.
Tall family.
Yeah, sure.
We
I'm
were
familiar.
lucky to get Rob. Rob was looking at Milliken, foolishly.
A Gillespie legend, I think, right? I mean, he's still.
He is a little bit of a Gillespie legend, but he'd have to tell that story.
Right.
Um,
Well, he's not. He
and-
can be nobody's guest.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
and Rob came in and was a really good player for us.
Right.
And so I was, you know, this is like his junior year now. I mean, his freshman year, he really helped us play behind a Hall of Famer, Rob Clark.
Yeah.
But Rob played a lot of minutes.
Cole Johnson.
Cole Johnson. I said Hall of Famer Rob Clark.
Right.
Rob's not a Hall of Famer.
No. We were gonna correct
Okay,
you.
so Rob comes in to me, and I'm kind of counting on him. He's junior year, and he
Sure.
comes in and he says, "Coach, I'm not going to play next year." And I said, "Well, tell me about that." He said,
Tell me more.
I want a skateboard."
Mm-hmm.
Now I didn't know anything about skateboarding,
Right.
and so I was confused.
Yeah. Because you've
But
never seen anybody tall,
I-
that tall on a skateboard.
But now I know. I mean, so the next year,
Yeah.
I will give Rob credit. I would see him up and down the Greenville campus on a skateboard.
Right.
So he really did commit to it.
He committed.
But here's the deal. That's the way he gets to work every day now,
Right.
is on a skateboard.
Still right.
So I got to
Still
hand
right.
that to
Paid
Rob.
out
I mean,
much more
yeah.
than the basketball.
That's
player.
exactly
He's not going
right.
to dribble a ball
That's-
to work.
so his skateboard year off ended up being something he did the rest of his life. So
Yeah.
I give Rob full credit
Probably
for
a
that.
good decision. Probably a good decision. George is getting some mayor text right now.
Is today
And
the
so
day we're
we're-
supposed to learn how to do social media at 11?
It is.
All right.
Yeah, just send your
Okay.
GAs.
Well,
I know. I mean, we're all gonna go.
Yeah. Have you ever made?
I asked my
In
assistants,
GU
can I do a
basketball-
Twitter account? They said no.
Oh man,
They said
I
we'll
think
do
you
it.
should.
I don't
Well,
know.
just
I
like a
do.
personal.
My
maybe.
spelling's bad, and I'm a P.
It's just. I would say it's just quantity. It doesn't have the
Yeah.
quality. Doesn't have to be great.
I
You just
don't
get it
know.
out there. But I do have a question. Have
Okay.
you ever posted one time from the GU men's basketball Instagram and sent something out, a picture or a poster?
Does
anything
it
like that?
count that I've been in the same room when it's something?
We're gonna count it.
Okay.
We're gonna
well,
count
then,
it.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I've been
count it.
around.
Do you
I don't
really?
know how. I don't
Yeah.
do it.
No, we're counting it.
Yeah.
Doug, do you know what Instagram is?
you know, if I had to chart my way forward from here until retirement,
Yeah.
I want to go work for IT. And the reason is these people are, I mean, think about how smart they are.
Yeah.
They've come up with words like upgrade.
Yeah.
And when they say upgrade, everything shuts down. Nobody can do anything. Everybody goes home.
Yeah.
And they've called it upgrade. Now to the rest of us, it's a total downgrade.
Right. It
But
is.
they've come up with the word upgrade.
Right, yeah.
And I mean, they're just really smart people. They've said, hey, listen, don't bother us at work.
Yeah.
We don't want to be bothered. We have to concentrate.
Yeah.
These people are unbelievable geniuses. So it looks to me like that's the route
It is.
I should go. Now I want to say one other thing.
Okay.
What happened between the IT people and the medical people? What happened there? What was the deal that happened there? You know, just a year ago, medical people were still using fax machines.
Yeah.
Who has a fax machine?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So something happened on the
CD
playground.
printout of like your MRI that you have to take somewhere.
That's
Like,
exactly right.
What is this thing you're giving me? It doesn't. The kid, my kids see it and they're like, "Dad, what is that?"
Something happened on the playground
Yeah.
between the IT guy and the medical guy because they cannot talk at all.
Yeah.
And what happened with the medical people, when you go into a doctor's appointment now, they give you a little iPad. The first two don't work
Absolutely.
because they're doing an upgrade.
Yeah.
They give you the third one. They give you the third one. And the medical people have said they no longer want you to tell them what's wrong.
Yeah.
They want you to check a box of all the potential things that could be wrong, and you just mark no, and it's a process of elimination, and you fill out 10 pages of stuff
Oh man.
on the note. What's happened
I don't
here?
know.
What is going on?
I will say a lot of that stuff works for everyone but you. So when I go places with you, it never works out.
No.
Ever.
One
It's always a-
episode, I'm
you
going
want-
to tell you about taking him shopping.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but that's another episode.
Yeah.
Right.
I got a quick one.
Okay.
And we're gonna wrap it up with this.
Okay.
We're standing in line at a barbecue place we're there for 20, 30 minutes.
Right.
And all he said was, I want the burnt ends. That's it, I want the burnt ends. Is that what it was, or was it?
I think it was burn-ins.
Burnt ends.
Yeah,
We
burnt ends
stand
are the
there.
first
He
thing
talks
to go.
about it for 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. We get to the front of the line, and they say to the person in front of us, "You're getting the last burnt ends. We don't have any more."
Yeah, that's true.
And it
That's,
just happens every time.
Every time.
Only when I'm with him.
Yeah.
He has stories about Kentucky Fried Chicken
Yeah.
not having chicken
You know, I've
when
been
he
with-
goes.
I've been
They
with
don't
him.
have chicken.
I would like to order chicken. We're out of chicken. What do you mean you're out of chicken? This is Kentucky Fried Chicken. We're out of chicken.
Yeah.
We go to Dunkin' Donuts, coffee. I like a coffee. We're out of coffee. What do you mean you're out of coffee?
He's
This is
cursed.
the coffee place.
He is not right with the Lord. Something is going on. Something is going on.
No
So,
coffee? No.
We're going to end with some private prayer when we go offline for Doug so that he can kind of get right with the Lord. And we're going to wrap up the show there. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Next week. Sounds great.